what I'm going to do is give you the instructions for that activity, and then we'll go to break, and then you'll make your way up to the breakout rooms. When you go to break, please notice at the back of the room, the Post-its that you wrote on, the large stickies with your questions that remain, are now up on a chart and they're categorized, so make sure you take a look at those. So right now I'm referring to a couple of handouts in your folder. If you could take them out and refer to them, that would be helpful. It's also up here on the screen. So this is an exercise that we are going to do to really try to capitalize on that opportunity, the singular opportunity that is before all of you now. This exercise is called the cover story vision, and what it's asking you all to do is to imagine your best, most desirable future state, to actually project yourselves 5 years into the future. The only way to really envision the future is to actually go through the exercise of picturing it and imagining what that looks like, what people are saying, what you're doing, what's happening. So this is a way to get you to that place, okay? So again, I'm referring to this handout. The question that is before you that you might want to hold in the back of your mind is, what will be profoundly different about adult education in the state? Okay? And also, just to note, this is not a way to sort of let go or disregard some of the realities or some of the tensions that we're holding right now, that you're not sort of just dreaming, right? But you're doing it thinking about all the work that we've done together over the past day and a half, right? So the work on the data, the statewide funding model, the legislative panel, the conversations that you've had with each other at your tables, over meals, passing, right? All of those things, you're bringing all of those things forward into this conversation. So you have one foot in that place, and you're launching into this desirable future state, right? So you'll see from the template once you get up to the room, and they're all hanging in your breakout rooms. Again, we're referring to the third name on your name tag. Third name on your name tag. If for some reason you don't have your name tag with you today, we do have printouts of where you need to go. I think we can have those at the registration table, and Jill has them over there. So if you don't know where you're supposed to be going, we have that information for you, so do not. By discussing as a group, after you've selected a recorder, I would encourage people who didn't record yesterday to step up. If you did record yesterday, make room for other folks so we have a multiplicity of voices and folks who are helping guide the conversations. You can also switch off those roles. Start by thinking about, well, take a look at the image and think about the publication you actually want to appear on. So this is a metaphor we're using, and the story is you are imagining that because of your successes, you are being featured on the cover of a magazine. If a magazine, if the idea of a magazine doesn't really sit well with you, some of you might be thinking, a magazine? When's the last time? It could be a website, any kind of publication, right? So think about the metaphor, and maybe if the wrapper doesn't quite work, think about the metaphor, right? So you are being showcased in a large-scale publication of some kind because of your success. As a group, you get to decide what publication that is. That's important because it helps determine and define your audience, right? And then go through these various sections. And I won't go through all of them because you have them on your handout and you can read the call-outs. But there's an area for brainstorms, initial thoughts, places in that cloud up there for you to capture initial thinking from your group. There's the cover with the title of the magazine and the central image that will convey the big main story. There are places for big headlines inside the pages, sidebars, accompanying images. Feel free to draw those images if you wish. You can also write text if you'd like. And also, importantly, in the upper right-hand corner, there's an area for quotes. What are people saying about you, right? What are people saying about what's happened? Who's saying it? Who are these quotes attributed to? That's the place for quotes. Okay? So I'll let you take a closer look at that. I would also ask that you draw directly on the template using the big markers, large letters. Try to wean yourself off the sticky notes. You can write directly on that template. That's what it's for. Okay? So that will take us up to I believe it's 12:30. So I would close at 12:20. And if you look at the back of that handout, there's a little paragraph. It says other notes, and it says logistics underneath. If you could actually write in close at 12:20. So stop at 12:20, and if you could bring also, just because I know it's a lot of information, and if a few people from each group write this down, I believe it will happen. At 12:20, roll up and bring down the template with you and the markers. So bring the template back and the markers, please, because it'll save us some transition time because we will need the markers for the afternoon in this space. Bring the charts back and we will hang them around the room, and then you will go to lunch. Okay, so lunch is from 12:30 to 1:15. There'll be some time to walk around. And then, this is the last piece of information. There's also a worksheet, which I don't have on an image, but it's the one with the big empty square on it. This is a worksheet that's designed to help guide your gallery walk. So yesterday was walk around, take a look, and then we had a discussion. Today is individually take a look at the cover stories and do some reflection. And I will let you read on your own how that will go. But essentially what you're going to be doing is pulling out compelling vision elements that you see in the cover story visions, because all of them will be here, that really feel compelling to you and help that you think will contribute to a shared vision. Okay? So there's a space for you to write those down. Okay? So that will be our time. So break now. Be in your new breakout rooms at 11:30. Start on the cover story. Close at 12:20 and lunch at 12:30. Okay? Thank you very much.